When people talk about the greatest defenders to ever play the game, one name always comes up. That name is Alan Hansen. He was more than just a player, he was an artist on the pitch. Before he became a household name at Liverpool, his story started in a small town in Scotland. He was born in Sochi, Clackmannanshire, and it was clear from a young age that he had a special talent for football. He wasn't just kicking a ball around, he was thinking about the game, even as a lad. His journey into professional football began with Partick Thistle, a club where he started to show the world what he could do. He learned his trade there, playing tough Scottish football. His time at Partick Thistle was crucial for his development. He wasn't just a big lad at the back who could clear the ball. He had a grace and composure that was rare for a central defender back in those days. He could read the game like he was reading a book, anticipating where the ball was going to go before anyone else. This intelligence caught the eye of the biggest clubs, and one of them was Liverpool. Bob Paisley, our legendary manager, knew he had found someone special. In 1977, Liverpool paid just over £100,000 for him. Looking back, that has to be one of the best bargains in football history, an absolute steal for a player who would change everything. Arriving at Anfield must have been a massive moment for him. Liverpool in the late 1970s was the best team in Europe, no question about it. The dressing room was full of legends like Kenny Dalglish, Graham Souness and Emlyn Hughes. For a young player to come into that environment and not just survive but thrive, it says everything about his character. He wasn't intimidated by the big names or the huge expectations at the club. Instead, he used it as motivation. He knew he had to be at his very best every single day in training and on the pitch to earn his place in that incredible team. His integration into the side was seamless. It felt like he had been playing in that famous red shirt for years. He quickly formed a formidable partnership at the heart of the defence, first with Phil Thompson and later with Mark Lawrenson. That partnership became the foundation of our success for the next decade. He brought a new dimension to our backline. He wasn't just there to stop goals, he was the starting point of our attacks. His ability to carry the ball out from the back with such confidence was revolutionary. He was the complete modern defender long before that term even existed. He set the standard for everyone who came after him. What made Alan Hansen so special was his style. He was the definition of composure. In the middle of a chaotic penalty area, with strikers flying in and the crowd roaring, he was the calmest man on the pitch. He never seemed to panic. He would never just hoof the ball into the stands unless he absolutely had to. Instead, he would look for a pass, a way to start an attack. That calmness spread throughout the entire team. When your central defender is that relaxed and in control, it gives everyone else confidence. You knew that with Hansen at the back, you always had a chance. He made defending look effortless, which is the hardest thing to do. His reading of the game was second to none. He was always 2 or 3 steps ahead of the opposition striker. He didn't need to make last-ditch tackles or desperate lunges very often because he was already in the right position. He anticipated the danger before it even happened. This football intelligence was his greatest weapon. He would position himself perfectly to intercept a pass or to block a shot. He wasn't the quickest player, but he didn't need to be because his brain was faster than everyone else's feet. He commanded the penalty area with an authority that few defenders have ever possessed. Leadership was another massive part of his game. He might not have been the loudest shouter on the pitch, but he led by example. His professionalism and his high standards rubbed off on everyone around him. When he crossed that white line, he demanded perfection from himself and from his teammates. He organised the back four with quiet instructions and gestures, making sure everyone knew their job. When he eventually became captain, it was a natural progression. He was the general of that Liverpool defence, the man who held it all together through thick and thin. He was the player you looked to when the pressure was on. His ability on the ball was what truly set him apart from other defenders of his era. In a time when most centre-backs were expected to just be strong and tough, Hansen could play. He was comfortable bringing the ball out from the back and striding into midfield, turning defence into attack in an instant. This was a key part of Liverpool's style of play. We would win the ball back and, instead of a hopeful punt forward, Hansen would start a flowing move from deep inside our own half. He had the vision of a midfielder and the composure of a seasoned striker, all wrapped up in the body of a world-class central defender. You can't talk about Alan Hansen without talking about the trophies. His medal collection is simply staggering and speaks volumes about his impact at Liverpool. He was a serial winner. During his 14 years at the club, he won almost everything there was to win. The league title was something he got his hands on time and time again. He won 8 First Division championships, which is an incredible achievement. That level of consistent success over such a long period shows just how important he was to the team. He was the rock at the back for the most dominant era in the club's history. He was the constant presence through it all. His success wasn't just limited to domestic football. He conquered Europe with Liverpool as well. He won the European Cup 3 times, in 1978, 1981 and 1984. Playing in those huge finals against the best teams in Europe and coming out on top is the ultimate test for any player. Hansen was immense in those big European nights at Anfield and across the continent. I remember the 1984 final in Rome against Roma. The pressure was immense playing in their home stadium. He was a tower of strength that night, especially as the game went to penalties. His leadership was vital in keeping the team calm and focused to get the job done. On top of the league titles and European Cups, he also won 2 FA Cups and 4 League Cups. A particularly memorable moment was the 1986 FA Cup final. We were playing our local rivals, Everton, in the first ever All-Merseyside final. We went 1-0 down, but the team, led by Hansen as captain, showed incredible character to come back and win 3-1. Lifting that famous trophy at Wembley, having completed the league and cup double, must have been one of the proudest moments of his career. It cemented his status as a legendary Liverpool captain, leading the team to one of its greatest ever achievements. The sheer number of trophies is a testament to his quality, but it's also a testament to his mentality. He was never satisfied. After winning one trophy, he was immediately focused on winning the next one. That winning culture was drilled into everyone at Liverpool during that time, and Hansen was one of the main standard bearers. He expected to win every single game he played. This relentless desire for success is what separates the good players from the great ones. Alan Hansen wasn't just a great player, he was a born winner who defined an era of unprecedented glory for Liverpool Football Club. After hanging up his boots in 1991, Alan Hansen didn't disappear from the world of football. He swapped the pitch for the television studio and became one of the most famous pundits in the country. For over 20 years, he was a key part of the BBC's Match of the Day team. His analysis was sharp, intelligent, and often brutally honest. He brought the same high standards he had as a player to his punditry. He wasn't afraid to criticise players or teams for poor defending because he knew what it took to be the best. His opinions carried so much weight because everyone knew he had been there and done it at the very highest level. He became famous for some of his catchphrases and bold statements. The most well-known, of course, is when he said, "You can't win anything with kids," about Manchester United's young team in 1995. While that team famously went on to prove him wrong by winning the double, it showed his conviction. He believed that experience and solid defending were the keys to success, because that's what he had lived and breathed throughout his own career. His punditry was a continuation of his on-field persona, calm, analytical and incredibly insightful. He changed the way people talked about football on television. His influence extends far beyond the trophies and the television appearances. For a generation of defenders, including myself, he was the benchmark. We all looked up to him and tried to model our game on his. His ability to read the game, his composure on the ball, and his leadership were the qualities every young centre-back aspired to have. He showed that you could be a tough, uncompromising defender without just being a brute. He demonstrated that intelligence and technique were just as important as strength and aggression. He left a blueprint for what a world-class defender should look like. Ultimately, Alan Hansen will forever be remembered as a true Liverpool legend, one of the finest players to ever wear the red shirt. His name is synonymous with the club's golden era. He was the Rolls-Royce of defenders, a player who combined elegance with an iron will to win. From his quiet arrival from Scotland to becoming the captain who lifted the double, his journey was extraordinary. His legacy is not just in the trophy cabinet at Anfield, it's in the memories of the fans who watched him glide across the pitch and in the standards he set for future generations. For anyone who saw him play, there is no doubt Alan Hansen was a defensive maestro.